Good morning, everybody. It's old Swisher, Motor Son, and today we're going to be working on my 2017 GTI. We're going to be lowering it today. I bought some VWR springs. Here's the back. Here's the front. Alright, the car's in the garage. I'm about to lift up the back. We're going to do the back springs first. Alright, so I lifted the car, took off the tire in the back, or wheel, whatever. And this is the back. Gotta remove these old ones and put the new ones in now. This thing's too high, it's like a monster truck. So, gotta remove these bolts. There's a 13, an 18, and then this should drop down, and the spring should come down too. No. Yet again, it's broken, so I don't know if it's loose. Oh, this is the broken one. Yeah, I broke that one a long time ago. I remember. I was gonna return it to get a new one. I never did. So I look for a new one. I might have another 18. I'm not really sure. These damn Germans. 18s. I swear. Who uses 18s? Nobody. Only crazy people do. I guess Germans are crazy. See, I don't have the hand strength you got. Are you kidding me? I don't have it. That's not that hard. See, I can't do it. I don't have hand strength. Yeah, it's a different kind of strength. Let me put it on here. Everything else, I'm fine. It's just my hand strength. Yeah, I have like extremely high explosive strength when it comes to everything. Here. But when it comes to long term, I don't have that. You do? I don't. Yeah. We're just different. It's a different kind of muscle. Okay. Oh, it all came out. That's this. Trying to lift it. We need to lift the other side. So basically what we had to do is raise both wheels to remove the sway bar tension. Otherwise you can't remove the bolt. It's really, really tight. Yeah, you might want to put another. You're gonna have to put another jack here. Lift it up a little bit. You want another one? Actually, we're probably gonna put another safety stand on that side, and we'll use the blue one to mess around with. That blue one over there. So he took the thingies out, the bolts. Okay, we have to lower it a little bit just to get the strain off this thing, or actually raise it. Raise it. No, it's actually lowering. Let's just do this. Hold on. Oh, it was actually higher. So now we know. Lift it? Yeah, when we put it on, we'll lift it. Okay, we found out the hard way. Okay, lower it. Alright. So now, what the other guys show is they just put a crowbar right here and they just lower it and they pull it out, and that's it. So it's basically letters up, meaning it's gonna go like that because the letter's up, right? Okay, so it's gonna go up there like that. So we got the crowbar in like yay. So he's just gonna step on it and we're gonna see if we can remove it. Oh, because your car is computer controlled suspension, we just fucked it up. Right there. That sensor right there just broke. Oh shit. Oh, that's funny. Okay, see, this is why we wanted to do this, because they do not, nobody shows this. The people that they don't have computer controlled suspension. They say they do, but they don't. Those videos they don't. Yeah. And this is something they didn't show on the videos. Oh. We broke it. Totally broke it. Completely busted. So we're gonna have to fix that. I think we can fix it. We got a lot of JB Weld.
That can fix?
Huh?
That can be fixed?
Oh yeah, that can be fixed. Oh yeah, that's
alright.
The secrets of plastic. Okay, whatever. Okay. Go ahead.
Now we know for the next night.
I think you have to twist it up and down or something. Oh yeah, sideways to sideways. There you go. Okay, there you go. Letters up. Like that. Just make sure that the bottom looks exactly the same where it's seated on the spring.
What do you mean? I don't get what you're doing.
The imprints? This imprint?
Oh, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
It lines up with that end.
That's what I was doing.
There you go. And you just throw it in there.
I can't see.
So this would be computer controlled. This is computer controlled. The other regular GTIs, they don't have this crap. It's only the, I think the R4s and the Autobahn series, or the higher end models. So this is computer controlled. We didn't touch this. We didn't even disconnect anything. Like I said, it's only the sensor that goes right there that we have to disconnect. We didn't know that. So that's just the way it goes. So he's almost done with that side. We're going to drop that side right now.
There we go.
Okay, this is what we broke. That little thing. So we're just going to JB Weld this together like yay. I mean, JB Weld for this plastic, it's no big deal. If it was like really harsh stuff, it would, you know, it wouldn't work. Because this thing, I mean, I put no effort on this thing. No effort whatsoever. It just, you know, it's just a resistance measurement that the computer uses to know where it's at, the suspension's at, to control the suspension, because it's computer controlled suspension. So you know, this will be fine. So what we're going to do is just JB Weld it, put a screw right here. The screw's going to go through here and grab onto there, and the JB Weld is going to help with it never breaking again. That's what we're going to do. It's either that or just buy a new one. It's no big deal. It's not that hard to remove.
It'll break if you step on it.
It'll break if you step on it. Yeah, it'll break if you step on it. It's very flimsy, and this is not what's on anybody's. You know, when they're doing they're changing their springs, they don't talk about this, and we didn't know it was even there. So we broke it. Well, I didn't break it. My son broke it. Ha! It wasn't me. I'm gonna go ahead and JB Weld and put a screw on that sucker, something like that, like this. Going through there like that, and it's going to go into there. Okay, that's the whole idea. All right, so we have a screw going through it to the little ball on the other side, and we got JB Weld in there. So I don't think this thing is ever going to break again, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to let it dry, and we're going to go ahead and remove the other one before we break it. So we're pretty much done with this side. Yeah, this side is pretty much done. We've got the bolts, nuts, and everything all connected. So it's not that difficult. It's actually very simple for the rear, except for we didn't know about the computer controlled wiring or little doodad that we had to disconnect. So he's going to go ahead and remove this one, and we're going to go ahead and disconnect that sensor on this side so we don't break it. So it looks like this side doesn't carry one. It would go right here. See, that would be the holes right here for that computer control thing. So I'm thinking that it's just the sensor that it tells it where exactly it's at, how high it is. Hey, that means that we can trick the computer. If you really want to go really low, yeah, we could trick the computer just by changing the position of that thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, you could go like super low, and the computer will still work.
Yeah.
Just by changing where these holes are at. Over here. These two nuts right here, or screws, nuts, whatever. If we move them up or down, like that way or this way, it'll change it. So, so that's how you can fool the computer into thinking that it's still at right height when you're literally on the ground. All right. So in case you guys ever want to do that mod, yeah, that's the way you would do it. You mess around with that sensor. So the other side doesn't have that sensor, so we're not going to worry about it. It looks like it's all dry. Now I can manipulate it, do whatever. You know, it ain't gonna break. I'm gonna go ahead and install this. We already got the springs on the back installed, so I'm not gonna show you that because you know, you already saw the most important parts. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall this, and we should be okay. It just snaps right on this side to another little ball joint. Boop. That's it. And 2 screws. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. All right, so we got it in. In order to get it over the ball though, I had to use one of these. Yeah, just open it up and then crank, it went in. Otherwise you can't do it with your hands. I already tried it. My hand just still hurts for trying to do it that way. So I did it that way. So see, got the JB weld on that side. It's got a screw going all the way through into the ball. She's good. She'll never break. She should never fail. She's all hooked up and everything. So that's it. Yeah, we didn't know about this because we saw all the videos we saw on this installation. They claimed they were R4s. They claimed that, you know, but they never showed this. And like fools, we should have just looked and assumed. I didn't look at it. Honestly, I didn't look at it. My son was doing all the work, so I just assumed he knew what he was doing. And but it's not his fault. I mean, shit happens. Whatever. Let's move on to the front ones. Okay, the rears are back. You can tell it's like hella low from the rear, and the front is like sticking up. See, look at the wheel well. Look at those wheel wells. They're almost right on the tire. There's like maybe a finger. Over here is like maybe 3 fingers. So look, yeah, it's 3 fingers to the tire. Over here, like 1.5. I can't fit 2, so it's like 1.5 fingers. Yep, that's so much it went down. So yeah, it's good. It looks better this way. Oh, those are not the rims he's going to be using. He's got a brand new set inside the house. We just have to go to the tire shop and have them switch the tires. But it's going to look bitchin'. Ooh, look at the Autobahn series brakes. The R4s and the Autobahn series, they have huge rotors. These rotors are as big as my Suburban's rotors. And that's like a 5-ton vehicle right there. This thing has huge 2-piston calipers, just humongous brakes. Okay, so this side, okay, this is computer controlled. So okay, it does have one over here, right there. That same thing that we broke, it's over here. And this one also has it right here. So we're gonna have to disconnect those before we go and do anything. We don't want to break those. Yeah, computer controlled R4s and Autobahns. Well, just the high-end GTIs have them. We're gonna go ahead and disconnect that. We don't want to break that. Okay, so I pretty much determined that the easiest way to disconnect this thing, these height ride sensor, that's what these things are, height ride sensor, is actually from down here on the wishbone, bottom wishbone, this guy, just right here. That way you don't have to mess around with the ball joints, because those ball joints, these ball joints right there, these guys, oh my god, trying to disconnect those takes a lot of force, and I just don't want to break them. So the easiest way is just to remove this guy from down here. So you don't break it. Okay, she's out. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the nut there so I don't lose it. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. We don't want to forget. He's totally OCD right now. He's cleaning his brake calipers.
Yeah, they'll be back the same way in about 2-3 days.
So we're going to go ahead and remove that bowl right there, so we can wedge something behind it to open it up so that the strut releases, because it's really tight. so we want to open it up. And yeah, I'll just let him do his OCD thing, and we'll continue. He already went ahead and did this, so we can get in here. And there's 3 bolts. 1, 2, 3. Same thing over there. That's what's holding the strut tower. So we're gonna go ahead and take that shit off, or you can take it off from down here. I would say up here because it's gonna get in the way when you're manipulating this stuff all over around, you know what I mean? So disconnect it from there. This is the end link for the sway bar. So disconnect it from there. We're gonna take that off also. This nut right here. This is the one that compresses everything. So we're gonna have to stick something in the back here so it opens up so we can take it out. And we've seen so many versions of this that some of them remove the axle bolt here. Some of them disconnect the axle from the transmission right over there using star bits. Star bits sounds like Star Wars. And they take it off, and then I've seen a couple of them where they don't even take this off, or those over there, they just lower the whole thing and it comes right out. Oh yeah, and then there's one of them that I saw that removes this, the toe, the steering toe thing, and we're just gonna try to take it off without removing anything but this bolt and that bolt. So let's just get cracking. So we're just gonna use some vice grips on that side, and we're gonna use the star bit with the impact gun. Oops, there we go, the impact gun. That is a 14. Okay, so he's gonna hold it on this side, and I'm just gonna impact it from this side. And there you go. The bolt is out. Okay. And now we're gonna do this one right here. That was quick.
That was very quick.
That was very easy. Okay, so this thing is out. She's out. Okay, so now we're gonna put something right here to spread it open. So the way we're gonna spread it is actually we're gonna use the small head of this ratchet. According to some videos that we saw, that's how they did it. But the thing was that this slot was actually closed up like really tight, so this wouldn't go in. So we had to use a little bit, a flathead screwdriver bit, to spread it open a little bit so we could get this guy in there. And that's how we're gonna do it. We're just gonna spread it now. Okay, it appears to be stuck there. Perfect. Take that off. So it's already spread open. And let's try to get it off. Yeah, she's on. Nice. Okay, go ahead and remove remove that. Support it like that. Okay. Take that out. Wait. It's coming down. Let's see. She's gonna come. There you go. Oh. Okay. So it's stopped moving down because something is preventing it from going down further. Wonder what it is. Go ahead and remove the driveshaft bolts on the transmission. Next one. Okay. We got like one more. Okay, last bolt. Okay. So, yikes, didn't hit you in the head. All right, so we got this undone right there. That should give us more leverage to maybe go lower on this thing. Okay, so we determined that the sway bar, this bar that connects up here, is actually, the other side is hitting on the driveshaft. So we have to disconnect it so we can push it down. So that pretty much did the trick. Actually, it was the sway bar. So disconnect both your connections on the sway bar, driver and passenger, before you do this. See, they didn't say that in those other videos. Híjole. So we're learning the hard way. Okay, so anyways, we've got that disconnected from there. The power to for the computer control suspension. There's the wire right there. Everything right there. Okay. He's just gonna remove the last bolt that's just barely holding onto it. Okay. She's out. Let's get this out. Okay. She's out. Finally. Okay. Here you go. He's just compressing it. Yeah. Once the hat comes loose, you're good.
This?
Yeah. Just still tight.
Yeah, I know.
The other one. I think it came loose. Yeah, it's loose.
Tighten more? Or?
No. We're good.
Okay.
Now we're gonna take this one off. Are you tightening? He was tightening.
More.
It's going. There we go. Okay, so now we take this off. Okay. Take that off. New spring. The new spring we shouldn't need. What you call it? Oh yeah, awesome music. Wait, is the rubber still there? Oh yeah, it is. It's still there. Wait, to make sure your rubber isolator is still there. And it's right there where it should be. So now that thing goes back on. But notice that it's kind of like sideways. Yeah, it's got a sideways cut. It's got a sideways cut, so it's got a directional. So I guess when you spin it, it should straighten out. Underneath it should have a place where an imprint where it was hitting. Yeah, so we didn't have to compress it or anything. We just he's gonna go ahead and use the gun. Hold on. We might have to use an Allen key.
Oh, they did say that.
But okay, I got this. I know how to do this. Okay, so this is the way we were gonna do it. We're gonna use the gun, but right here, I'm gonna grab the piston, or the piston rod right here. I'm gonna grab it with my pliers, but I'm gonna put like a rag on it so we don't damage it. That way you don't ruin your shocks and start leaking when you mar it with your pliers. So that's what we're gonna do. So what I did right there is just used the rag, like folded it like half a dozen times. It's really thick. And then I'm just holding it with some pliers, and he's gonna go ahead and finish it off. I think it's done.
Yeah.
She's done. Okay, we're gonna put it back. So we're gonna leave this disconnected. It goes right there because the other side is gonna be also fighting with the the sway bar. So I'm just hooking up the computer control sensor, which is this guy. You know, that's connected to that green thing right there. Down here. And that's it. We're done. Okay, she's tight. So this side is pretty much done. We're gonna go ahead and torque the driveshafts. We're gonna torque these guys down. Yeah, that's one of the things that we are going to torque them down. I think it's 70 newtons, whatever the hell that means. Google, we need your help. I think it's like 50 pounds, but yeah, Google that. All right, so we got this one out. He's taking off the upper 3 bolts on the strut tower. We did have to remove the drive shaft again. It just doesn't have enough to go down. It's either that or disconnect this guy, but we don't have a bolt that a socket that goes in here. It's a funky size. Again, Germans, whatever. So we had to disconnect it again from over there. We're gonna torque those to spec, okay? That's one part that you will definitely want to torque down. You want to torque down this and that guy. Torque that, and that to spec. I know that's 70 newtons. I think it's 50 pounds, 51 pounds of on a regular American torque wrench. Okay, so he's finishing that up. Get those out. All right, so both springs are on, both sides. Everything's been buttoned up. The drive shaft has been torqued. I'm not lying, see? Torque wrench. Torque everything to spec, especially on, you know, suspension components, drive shafts. Torque them to spec. Not just Gorilla Tight, spec. So here's the other side. Just remember, when you spread this right here, you can use one of these. You just kind of like wedge it in. Like, imagine this is the crack. The crack. You wedge it in and you turn it, and the very square edges are actually wider. It'll open it up. So what I did is we just put it in like that, and we just twisted it. That opened it, released it. We were able to drop it. Remember, computer control suspension, disconnect everything. We disconnected this guy. I'm sorry. This guy from under there. Yeah, don't break that like we did on the rear. Yeah, here's the actuator thing right there. But we didn't touch that. All we did is down there. Don't forget to do that. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna put the wheels back on. And there you go. She's low. And look at the front. Oh. Remember, it used to be 3 fingers, right? 3? No more. See? Hell no. How about 2? Nope. It's about, again, 2.5. I mean, sorry, 1.5. Yeah, about 1.5 fingers. So it's exactly the same amount over here. Yeah, it's yeah, about 1.5 fingers. She's done. We're gonna go for a ride. We just want to see if we have any codes, because this is computer controlled, and I've heard a lot of these guys, or a lot of these computer controlled suspensions, they don't like to be lowered. They'll throw a code on the dash. So hopefully that will not happen on this car. They say it doesn't occur with these springs that we got. These are USP springs. So actually, no, USP is the company that shipped them, but these are for a R4 and Autobahn series GTIs, or the top line with the computer control suspension. So they shouldn't throw a code. All right, we're gonna go for a little test drive. See what it feels like. So how does it feel?
A little bouncer, but not bad. The ride quality is still really, really good.
Yeah, see, I don't ride this car. Every now and then I'll take it for a really quick errand, and I run the piss out of it because it's turbo. But other than that, I'm not really used to this suspension, so I don't know. See, he says it rides okay, but it's smooth. It's just bouncy.
Slightly bouncy, not too bad.
Slightly bouncy. Of course, it's in sport mode right now.
That's in comfort.
She's in sport. Or comfort, no?
Yeah, put it back to comfort. I'm putting it in sport now.
Okay, he's at sport.
It does feel a little stiffer. Yeah, slightly stiffer than the stock. I like it. Feels good.
Oh my god. This thing pulls really hard. Yeah, we got to turbo the bug. We got to do it. Gotta do it.
Feels good.
He hasn't done the program yet on the engine where he can bump it up to stage 3, I think. Was it stage 3? What's it?
Stage 2, and then after stage 2, I gotta go the Go-Far turbo.
Okay, stage 2. Because he's thinking of changing the turbo to a bolt-on, which is from an R4, so he can go stage 3 or some shit. But right now, this thing is like a dream.
Okay. Yeah, ride's good. I like it.
All right, so I know I said I'd never show you videos on the Type or the GTI, but you know what? This was about springs, and the information we were trying to find about the computer controlled suspension on the GTIs was just not there. They just said it was, but they never talked about the sensors that you need to disconnect. So there you go. You guys saw a screw up really bad, and then the screw up wasn't really that bad because we use JB Weld. JB Weld is it, man. It works on anything. It'll be fine. So there you go. Hasta luego, muchachos and muchachas. Okay, now that we test drove it, there's how it looks now. It's really low. She's low.